what we mean by the heart, and to review a little bit of what we mentioned yesterday. We emphasized the fact that the heart matters, and that the heart is the foundation of the deen, and that it is the fountain of all that is important that pertains to us. It is the source of our happiness and our well-being, and also if we neglect it or we harm it, then it is the source of our unhappiness and our lack of well-being. We said yesterday that to know the heart is among the most important things because of the fact that it relates so essentially to us and who we are, and that to know ourselves is to know our hearts. And then at the end we emphasized the fact that many great scholars like Imam al-Ghazali, as-Sanusi and others, they emphasized that for you to learn what is necessary to put your heart right and to make it sound is an individual obligation, fardu ayn. And some of them say that for you to travel a long distance even, to go to meet with someone who can teach you the things that you need to know or help you with the things that you need to be helped with in order that your heart becomes sound and healthy is also an individual obligation. This is very, very important. And as we said yesterday, many times given the nature of our cultural perspective, once we begin to talk about something like the heart, a lot of people will label it as something that is peripheral or something that is quote unquote spiritual. And although the heart is indeed the root upon which the sound spirit is based, the matter of the heart is absolutely central to the religion. There's nothing Sufi about it. There's nothing peripheral about it. It is something very, very basic that pertains to our salvation and our well-being. So today we want to talk about what we mean by the heart. It was very clear from the hadith that we began with yesterday that when we talk about the heart, we are talking about the muscular heart. Except that we're not just talking about the muscular heart. And we'll talk about this a little bit more. But in our view of reality, reality is amazing, and reality always interlaces that which is seen with that which is unseen. And there are dimensions to us, to our physical being, that are also directly spiritual. There is a direct continuum. There is a direct continuity between the physical self and the spiritual self. This is very important. We are inclined, in terms of our culture, to make radical distinctions between the physical and the spiritual, between that which can be seen and that which cannot be seen, and that is a foreign point of view. That is a point of view which probably is very much rooted in the dualism of ancient cultures and of modern culture, of European culture. A dualism between spirit and between physical self and so forth. And that's not our view at all. We believe that reality is one amazing continuum from the most physical to the most spiritual. So we're talking about the muscular heart, but we're saying that the muscular heart is much more than you can see or touch or taste or measure or know through empirical means. So let's begin then by talking about this amazing organ, which is the muscular heart that is in our chests. And this is an extraordinary faculty. One of the things that we see in the Ihya of Imam Ghazali, may Allah be pleased with him, is that he always wants to draw attention to how extraordinary our faculties are. Everything about us, the heart, the brain, the eyes, the hands, the feet, everything about the human being is amazing. And so is this muscular heart, even though when we talk about matters of the heart, we're talking about a lot more than that. And in focusing on how miraculous all things are in creation and how extraordinary all the parts of our physical being are, then Imam al-Ghazali, like other great scholars, want to draw our attention to the fact that all of these things must have been created for a purpose. That all of these things, our eyes, our ears, our hands, our thumbs, we couldn't build civilization without a thumb. If human beings didn't have a thumb, we couldn't build buildings. We couldn't build roads. We couldn't do anything. This thumb is what enables you to grasp things, what enables you to pick up an instrument. You know, so it's an amazing thing. The thumb itself is one of the great indications of what Allah Azza wa Jal intended for the human being. Okay, so all of this then, we're meant to wake up and to see how marvelous this creation is, and to see that it has design, and that design cannot be by chance, and it must be for wise purpose. Also, we see in this the greatness of all created things, the fact that God's creation reflects His beauty and His majesty. It reflects His wisdom and His purpose in creation. So the heart, the animal heart, as Imam al-Ghazali refers to it, the muscular heart, as we refer to it often today, is an amazingly sophisticated organ. And this heart, at its lowest level, in terms of its lowest common denominator, it is something that we share with other animals. Their hearts do for them what our hearts also do for us. But our heart is something else. Our heart is the heart of a being that has an angelic spirit, and therefore it's not limited to the realm of the animal kingdom, but it goes far beyond that. Our hearts beat on the average about 100,000 times a day, something that you and I take for granted. We don't even think about it. And yet, if our hearts were to skip a single beat, or if they were to stop even for a moment, we would either die or we would be very severely harmed. We take that for granted. And this is not part of our volition. The heart keeps beating and keeps beating and keeps beating night and day. It can never stop. And usually in every 24 hours, it beats about 100,000 times. It pumps about 2 gallons of blood through our bodies every minute. That's amazing. 2 gallons of blood. That's a lot of blood. Every minute it is pumping it through the whole body. About 100 to 120 gallons of blood in an hour. 2,400 to 2,800 gallons of blood a day. Really, these are things you have to think about. This is a miracle. This is a wonder. What a pump. And it doesn't ask of you anything. And you don't have to even think about it. It keeps doing this, beating, day after night, day after day, night after night, from the time that you're a tiny little fetus in your mother's womb and a little baby until you're an elderly adult. It never skips a beat. Absolutely amazing. The vascular system, the system of the blood vessels in which it pumps those thousands of gallons of blood every day, has the distance of about 60,000 miles, meaning that the blood that's continually flowing through our body at every heartbeat is going a distance that is roughly equal to twice the circumference of the earth. That's all in you. You are an amazing thing in creation. You are the microcosm of this great macrocosm. And the blood is going through every vessel, every vein, every capillary in an incredible network within our bodies that is over 60,000 miles long, twice around the earth. Really, we have to wake up. We have to reflect on these things. These are amazing. And one of the things that it's important for us to emphasize, because we believe that the heart is much more than just a pump, is that it also has cognitive functions. We have in the heart over 40,000 neurons. So our nervous system, which is also a fundamental part of the brain system, it's also there in the heart. We have neurons in the heart, over 40,000. We have nerve cells in the heart that send out impulses to the brain and impulses to the body. These cells communicate with the brain, and the brain also communicates with them. And it can be said that the heart has its own intelligence, something which is distinctive from and complementary to the brain. So that's really amazing. And the heart does not necessarily obey the brain. So it has the tendency also to function independently of the whole cognitive system and the emotive system that we know has something to do with this amazing physical brain that we have. The heart starts beating when we're little tiny fetuses in our mother's womb, before the brain is fully formed. So again, it shows that there is a certain kind of independence between the brain and between the heart, and perhaps we could even venture to say a type of subordination. At least that's the way that we would look at it theologically, whether the medical profession would be able to agree with that or not. The nervous system does not start the heart beating. The nervous system, as focused and centered on the brain, is not what starts your heart beating. The heart works independent of that. And indeed, the heart may continue to beat. It may continue to go on and to sustain your physical life, even when the connection to the brain is severed, or even if the brain is dead. Okay, so therefore, when we talk about the heart, we're talking about something marvelous and something grand. And always it includes that physical heart. We don't see any contradiction there. Material things and spiritual things go together.